Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching Battlestar Galactica. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching episode 6 of Battlestar Galactica. I believe this is a two-parter, which is great because when the to be continued comes across the screen and I didn't know, my heart drops. And I know I'm going to keep watching. But I don't find out until that moment. So I think at least now I know that this is a two-parter. On the last episode, I don't know if it's just because I'm a woman and because I'm currently around a lot of pregnant people, but I felt emotionally and physically disturbed by Simon and what the Cylons are doing to women. I'm not big on forced birth and making somebody feel guilty that they have to help repopulate, because I'm not going to do that. And definitely the trauma that comes from that, and then how many women are being affected by that. It's so disturbing, and it makes me sick to my stomach to even think about. Now, we did get at least one great thing with Anders. I thought that from when we met him until Starbuck left Caprica, that I was like, well, that was a rush. Like that doesn't seem like they had enough time to like really fall in love. But I feel like when Starbuck finds somebody that she connects to and like she really deeply connects with, that like she kind of holds that person a little dear, and definitely giving the dog tags and saying that like she's coming back to rescue them. Like that is her way of expressing some emotions. And like she was crying when she left, and that's not something we normally see from Starbuck, you know. I mean, we do, but like she doesn't normally show that in front of other people. And I loved seeing that from Katie. I love the idea of like that there are these star-crossed lovers that might come back together. I hope they do. I really like Anders. And I don't think this is the last time we'll be on Caprica, especially because she promised to come back. So I feel like there is a chance that we will be coming back into Caprica, maybe to fight some Cylons or to, you know, gather more people, because now we know that there are survivors. But with the killing of Boomer, it's funny because I was like, why is Callie in the brig? Because a lot of people were like, because she killed somebody. Yeah, a Cylon, which, you know, the other way we've seen them handled is to be outright killed. But Leoben being spaced and, you know, Doral being left on a space station, you know, so they're not really treated humanely. And so that's why I was like a little confused as to why she was like being held for killing somebody that everybody's, you know, shouting traitor, and, you know, probably if it wasn't on regular TV, probably would have been saying horrible things. So I was kind of like, that's weird that like Callie's gonna get like in like serious trouble for that. But as we saw, Commander Adama was just like, oh, she discharged a firearm in public or whatever. I still feel bad about Boomer because I cared about Boomer. I don't think I had a chance to care about Leoben or Doral. And I mildly care about Six, not the Sixes that are beating up Starbuck or, you know, keeping women against their own will, but the one in Gaius's mind I actually do care about. That's because that is part of him, whether it is a figment of his imagination and that's his way of coping and dealing, or if it's a real download into his system. But I do care about Six, but not as much as I do Sharon and Boomer, or both. And, you know, the one thing with Callie killing Boomer is it kind of makes it easier for the Cylons to find them because the consciousness shift. Like, you know, Boomer's consciousness is going to go to a new body. And I don't know if that consciousness like automatically knows where the fleet is and where to go, and if that consciousness automatically is telling everybody else, or if it's downloaded, or if it's like the Borg. Like I'm not sure how that works. I don't know if we ever really get that explanation either. I don't know if I need it, but I also don't want to just sit here and make assumptions because I know that annoys you guys. It's just, and like the speculating on who is and who is not a Cylon. A lot of people were getting bent out of shape about like me being like, I already suspect Gata, and here are the reasons why. And then people just being like, just chill, relax, you know, calm down, just enjoy the show, go with the flow. And I'm like, Is that what this show's about? Because I don't think that there's one thing about this show that screams go with the flow. It is guess who's a Cylon, like the entire time. So I don't anticipate me finding my chill. And okay, I get it. Maybe Gata's not a Cylon. I've already stopped kind of suspecting him, but I get it. I give up. So moving on though, we have to check in with the president in Lee, who is with Zarek, whom I still don't trust. But I trust him more than Ellen Ty. But, in the same vein, they're both manipulators and they're both trying to game the system and use it to their advantage, which I don't think is unusual in this scenario. But those are definitely people that can influence not only the XO, but Zarek can now influence the president. I know the president's smarter than to really let him, but I think she's also one of those people that also tries to use a situation to her advantage. And if she can use Zarek to her advantage, I believe she will. And I don't trust him, again, because like Lee making the tape, kind of denouncing his father and then taking it out, I don't trust for a second that Zarek isn't trying to get that tape to try to use it to his advantage, or maybe even the president. I want to trust her, and I do. And I think it's hard because, like with the character, I like the character. I don't always agree with the character, and I love the actress. So I want to be in it with her and understand her better. But I also don't know if I can trust everything that she says either. Now, a third of the fleet has gone back to Kobol, leaving the other 2/3 of the fleet wherever the Galactica is. And I would hope that they would all just go, we have to keep each other safe. So, and especially with the boomer thing and the consciousness shift and all that, maybe it is better to go back to Kobol. I know that the Cylons are well, that's a place where humans could live and survive. So that's a place where we should probably be. I get that 100%, but I know that there is a task now. There is this task, and especially with Starbuck and Hilo and Sharon coming back to Kobol. I think they're going to Kobol because that's not where Starbuck left from, but maybe she has the coordinates too. I don't know, maybe Sharon can be well, let's find someone in the Cylon fleet. And then I don't know. I don't know if this is a meetup right at the beginning of the episode, or if it's in the second episode, or if they don't meet up at all. I feel like when it's a 2-barter, it's a big one. So I'm looking forward to, I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. You can kind of hear how nervous I am when I'm speaking, but I'm curious how it's all going to go down. Cause if they show up in a heavy raider, I guess it's good that the fleet isn't with them, because then the Galactica won't be firing on the raider. Yeah, maybe we don't want them to join in, or maybe that's what happens, is that they come in at the same time and they're shoot it down, and it's no, it's our people. So curious. Also, the fact that Sharon is with them, she is pregnant. I don't know if she will be treated differently because of that, because I think immediately when people hear that a woman's pregnant, all of a sudden she's delicate, and, there's all these things that she can't eat, say, do, think, whatever it is, all of a sudden it's just oh, you can't lift anything heavy. And it's well, I lifted something heavy yesterday and I was pregnant yesterday. So I don't know if there's going to be that, she's a special Cylon because she's pregnant, or if she is even scarier to them because what do you mean you can have a baby? What do you mean that you can get pregnant from a human? Will they trust that Hilo isn't a Cylon? Because we haven't seen 2 Cylons getting it on as far as I know. So maybe they can have a Cylon baby. Maybe that's how she gets pregnant. But, she seems pretty sure that Hilo's a human, and that the reason why they were able to get pregnant is because of love. I love that idea. I really do. But as we know, most children are not conceived in love. They are mostly just conceived. Sometimes they're conceived in love. But sometimes there's accidents, and sometimes it's out of rage and hate and anger. So there's different ways that you can conceive a child. But I like the idea that a Cylon felt love, and that's why they think that they could get pregnant. It informs a lot about Sharon, I think, personally. So if we meet up with Anders, I want him to have thousands of women with him that he's rescued from farms, or, we go back to Caprica and there's all these places that are just blown to bits because I don't know how you disconnect them. And I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works. I don't want to think about it actually, because it just makes me sad, makes me go to a dark place. Okay, guys. So Cobol, the president, and Lee are on cloud nine with Zarek. Chief just lost Boomer, and he's reeling and dealing from that. Callie, I feel like she might have created a shitstorm. I don't know. We'll have to see with that. Colonel Ty created a shitstorm, and Commander Adama is cleaning that up the best that he can. I don't think that you try to say like, oh, my exo messed up a lot, so here I am, making it right. I think he's just kind of like, hey, I agree with what he did, because that's what makes it seem like they're a united front. And maybe he does agree with them on what he did. I don't think he would 100%, but I also think that, he thinks Ty did what he did because he had to. I don't think Ty ever does anything because of like personal gain, like maybe to win, but like he definitely doesn't want to be the person in charge. So I don't think he was trying to get like kudos from anybody. I think he was really just doing the best that he could. And he could do so much better without Ellen. Anyway, I'm not going to start a I hate Ellen Ty fan page or anything, but okay, guys. Let's get into it.
Morale is down throughout the fleet. The press is going wild. Families are being split apart.
Don't talk to me about family.
Yeah, touchy subject.
I mean, maybe we should go down to the surface now. Go down now and start looking for this tomb.
I wouldn't be too eager. There may still be Cylons present.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
some of us will die down there.
Religious leader has spoken.
The scriptures tell us that any return to Cobol carries with it a cost. In blood.
Oh. Well, I didn't know that.
No response to our hails.
Not a peep, Tom. It's either a Cylon vessel or it's a Raptor scout from Galactica. Either way, we should shoot first and ask questions later.
No.
That thing is moving fast. If we're gonna shoot it down, we better shoot it down.
Shoot what down?
Yeah, you might want to go over that with the president first.
It's in weapons range. The Adriatic has to fire her missiles now.
Does Lee have a Viper?
Decision, Madam President.
Is there a ship they can go out and look?
Civilian vessels, this is Starbuck. Do you read? Do you read? Say again, this is Starbuck. Is anybody getting this?
Yep, we're getting it. Will someone answer her? Yeah, you gotta warn them about Sharon, though. Does she get a hero's welcome? Whoa.
Good to see you too, Captain.
Remind me to send you to the brig later.
Okay, jokes. We got jokes. Okay. Oh, God. Oh, God. Everyone... Yeah, I'm sorry, Lee. I'm sorry. Oh, God.
Stop! She's with us!
I know. Everybody... The physical reaction my body has to some of the stuff in this show. I stopped breathing. My anxiety shot through the roof. I didn't even have caffeine today and my heart's racing the way it is. Oh yeah, I gotta look away. 47,588. Okay. And this gives me a way to come back to even keel. I don't know if even keel's a thing with this show. Enhance your calm, everyone.
Gentlemen, I'm only going to say this once. Lower your weapons. Now.
Good job, President. See, she's just cool under pressure. Welcome to the fleet, Sharon.
Now put that thing out the airlock.
What?
We don't keep Cylons around here, Lieutenant.
I'm pregnant. Yell it.
Tell them!
Come on, Starbuck.
I know how to find the tomb of Athena!
Well, now she's useful.
Tell them to wait a minute.
Yes, thank you. Woo! Oh, God. My nervous system is wrecked.
It's great to see you again, Kara.
Thanks for bringing in the trash.
I don't blame him, but that's mean.
Looks like we missed all the fun.
No. 0 fun was had.
I'm sure you're aware there's been a change in the fleet. I'm just thinking that we need a new CAG to step up.
Absolutely, sir. Who's it going to be?
Okay, I thought Birch was going to put his name in there. Since we've never heard of him.
Congratulations, Captain.
Well, we've never even heard of this person.
Thank you, George. I'm sure you do a fine job.
And lovely bone structure, sir. They always give us cute ones.
He's honest and he's loyal. We need a little bit of that around here right now.
That's your call. I'll support it.
Good XO. He's just smashing nuts at his desk.
Is there any truth to the rumor that there is no Earth, it doesn't exist, and you just made it up? It's been all over Talk Wireless, newsletter circuit, hand mail.
Broadcasting that kind of garbage is the quickest way to find yourself in a holding cell. That goes for all of you.
But it's true. I don't like that he's holding his chest. Are you a dictator? Wow.
Remind me not to do that again.
Yeah.
Easy enough when Rosalind did it.
What are you up to, Gaius? Me, every episode.
You're beginning to see human beings as we see them.
What I am beginning to see are Cylon faces. Everywhere I look.
Same.
There's one thing we know about human beings with certainty. They are masters of self-destruction.
She's not wrong. I feel like Gaius has been on self-destruct since we met him.
And I have little doubt that you are communicating everything I say even as we speak.
It doesn't work like that. I'm not wired in.
Sharon.
It's good to know. If we believe her.
We all know about the tomb. I don't know how long the path is or exactly where it leads to, but I can tell you that you're gonna have to move very, very quickly.
So why wouldn't Cylons have destroyed it then, if they all know where it is?
Who cares what she says? You can't believe a word any of
The scrolls of Pythia do speak of a lower demon who helped the people in a time of crisis.
More superstition.
Huh.
I've told her
That
that unless we
happens to
return
fit.
from Kobol with a map to Earth, that Lieutenant Agathon will be put out the airlock as a Cylon conspirator.
Is that true?
Doesn't matter if it's true, she believed it.
Cold. Rosalind is cold. Can we stop calling him Agathon? He's Hilo. I'm so invested in their relationship. I want them to make it.
He is in charge of this mission. He is second in command only to myself. I strongly encourage you to remember that, Mr. Meyer.
Thank you.
Whatever the risks, whatever the consequences, I am going anyway.
Oh.
I am committed.
Bold. I dig it. I like to see that he's the one having a hard time walking, that he's grabbing his chest, that he's doing rehab. That's good.
Am I clear?
Affirmative, you're clear. Rolling in. Weapons hot.
Oh no.
Let's go, baby.
Oh no, 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 no.
Cat, what are you doing?
You said I'm clear for my attack run.
Hot dog is cleared for his attack run.
What? Hot dog?
No. Cat's gotta be okay. Oh, Cat, get out of there. Oh my god. Ah. Oh my god, this show on my stomach and my heart. My nervous system can't take this stuff, but I love space shit.
I get it. But I didn't shoot him. It wasn't me.
You're all the same.
You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Then maybe I'm done talking.
Thank
I think there's
you.
been enough of that today.
Care to manhandle less?
Telling me what to do.
Consider for a second that you may not have any damned idea what the hell you're talking about. Captain.
Fair. Fair. Mm-hmm.
You don't believe her, do you?
No, but I believe in the power of myth.
Yes.
She still needs a commander. The man in charge of the fleet. The man with the guns makes the rules.
She's gonna make you the commander?
What if she decides you're not the man to be in charge of the fleet?
Yeah, Lee's the most obvious option.
Someone already close to her, like a certain captain.
Uh-huh.
So we do what we must in order to keep Rosalind safe on the surface of Cobalt. But
Not a certain captain.
the scriptures say some of us will die on Cobalt.
Hmm.
One man in particular.
Why do I get the feeling Zarek's gonna double-cross him, though? To, like, win favor with Rosalind.
About 4 hours now. Sir, he's too green. He's
Oh,
blowing
boy.
the approach and the docking speeds. I realize that he is your guide.
Maybe you shouldn't do this in front of everyone.
No Apollo.
He is no Apollo. Gonna get a game of Pyramid?
I was wondering when we finally get a little R&R around here.
Can I have my ball back?
What, I can't hold it?
She was playing with it.
Ball back.
Where'd you get a pyramid ball anyway?
Pyramid team.
Can I have my ball back, Lee?
Yeah, sure.
Lee? Keep it.
Yeah. She's done the
Hey,
teasing.
come on, Kara. For frack's sake, I'm just kidding around.
She's not in the mood for it. Read the room. Typical dude. Not all of y'all.
I just want you to know, Kara, that I'm your friend. I love you. I'm here for you.
What was that middle part again?
What do you mean?
Think about Anders.
No, all I meant was...
No, seriously. Very sweet. You love me.
You're dreaming it, Kara.
You love me.
You're dreaming it.
You love me.
Dreamer.
Mm-hmm.
He said it.
Striker's coming in way too hot.
You gotta back up to Delta, like right now.
Like, why is he not responding by slowing down?
Roger that. Galactica says abort approach. Adjust angle vector.
Are you gonna abort?
Still on
Stop.
collision course. Back off. Look out!
Yeah, that's on you, dummy. Well, his job interview isn't going very well now, is it?
Here. You never know when you might need to defend yourself.
That guy right there. Well, here we go.
Let's move.
Get your hiking boots on.
There's something there.
Set up. Is it a trap? Oh god, don't move something. Sharon, don't let this woman die.
Wait!
I knew that was gonna happen. Son of a bitch. They were waiting. Although I do like this team with Lee and Starbuck and Hilo and Sharon. Although I want to see Sharon do something cool to help them. What is Sharon doing? Lee, don't! If she wanted you dead, you'd be dead.
You gotta be fracking kidding me.
Nope.
Not bad.
It's interesting. Betrayal has such a powerful grip on the mind.
I love his ship. Both Galactica and that one.
Right here. Like it's gonna burst. I feel like I want to scream.
Who is he talking to? Oh.
If I
I may say something.
Speak your mind, Dee.
He loves that.
You let us down. You made a
needs to hear
promise to find Earth. To find us a home.
Thank you, Petty Officer. You may leave now.
A little too close, I think.
People have been divided.
I said that's enough.
Children are separated from their parents.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. I think she probably knew it was gonna happen too. The Geminon, or no, Aisha?
Blood.
Yeah, cost him blood. Okay, could they cover her with something so she's not just left in the rain? Bummer though. Did Dee have an effect on you? I feel like she did. You loved Boomer, you love Lee, you love Dee, I meant, but still.
Cobalt. Yes. I'm putting the fleet back together. I'm putting our family back together.
Thank you, Dee. Oh, I'm proud of him. Thanks, girl. To be continued, but not a shock. Okay, I've been having a hard time with Commander Adama. And it's because like the leader, like when he like outright lies to the press about Earth being a lie that he told, and then Dee calling him on it and about that promise, you know, it's hard to tell such a big lie to a bunch of people to instill hope and then try to keep up that lie when it has been found out. And I think ultimately him kind of saying like, you know what, I don't think Earth exists. It was a lie. It was for hope. But now there's this hope that's on Cobalt that we can bring our family back together, that we can find something that will lead us to Earth. I think that is huge. And Dee talking to him about it and being very real with him, and you let us down. And I think he probably doesn't hear that very often because he typically makes the best decisions that he can, and people know that. But when it's an outright lie that just hurts, especially the people close to him, I don't think he wanted to hear it, but I think he needed to hear it. And I'm very proud of Dee for, you know, being that person. I was like, who is he talking to? Because I was like, it's definitely not Birch. I thought maybe he was talking to Birch because Birch is not going to work as CAG. Thankfully, probably next episode, I don't think like they're just gonna be like, Lee, welcome back, you're the CAG. But you know, there's options, and there has to be a lot of forgiveness, and there has to be a lot of acceptance, but there also has to be consequences that are felt, and that's on all sides. Now, the one consequence that was definitely felt is Rosalind wanting to go to Cobalt to pursue finding the tomb of Athena, and losing, I think her name is Aisha, or I think it's Aisha, and losing her. And I think that they knew that risk was pretty high going there. Like they talked about the blood that will be spilled and given or something like that. So I think it was already kind of anticipated. But like when Sharon is kind of like looking at the stone that's on the ground and she's kind of confused by it, I was like, oh, that is a trap. That's a trap. That's a trap. Indeed it was. And it's good that they had that moment. Unfortunately we lost people, but that we could see Sharon as an ally when she decides not to kill Lee. She easily could have, but by taking down the Centurion and essentially just showing that she's willing to sacrifice them to get to the tomb. Now, do I trust the Cylons completely? No, I feel like at any moment, like, you know, something could be turned on in her. I think she's already on, so I don't know if there's an advanced on section in her brain, in her system, her software. I don't know if they can control her otherwise. I think if they could, they already would have on Caprica. So I think she's firmly with us. I trust her more than I trust Zarek. And I think Zarek might actually end up killing his right-hand man that he's been talking to. And I recognize the actor, but I don't know him by name. Because obviously that guy wants Lee to be killed. And that way Zarek can kind of be in better graces with the president. And maybe he'll be picked as commander besides Lee. And I think Lee outright dying, it's going to be very obvious that Starbuck didn't do it. Sharon could have, and she didn't. Hilo probably won't. I don't think they'd ever suspect him. So, with like Zarek and his right-hand man, I think it'd be very obvious who did it. So I think Zarek saying like he had plans to kill Lee and I took him out, I feel like that's a better way to get into not only Lee's good graces, but also Rosalind's. I don't know if that's how it's going to go down, but that's what I would do if I were in that situation. I would never be in that situation. No one would put me in that situation. And then Starbuck coming back onto, what ship were they on? I don't even remember what ship. But anyway, meeting up with the fleet at Kobol. Her walking into the ship and kind of getting a hero's welcome, getting a kiss from Lee, which was awkward, especially because of Anders. Like, that felt like more of a love relationship than her and Lee. Her and Lee seem like kind of like this weird connection that they have, that they can't deny it, but at the same time, like, it's never going to work. So when he says, like, I'm here for you, I love you, I'm your friend, and she stands up, I was like, remember Anders? Oh my God. And like, she just stands up, starts teasing him, like, oh, you love me, huh? I know you love me. You love me. Like, that's their like relationship. And that's kind of where it should stay, in that teasing friendship kind of position. Anything more is very uncomfortable and weird. Now, everyone's reaction to seeing Sharon, 100% could see that coming. Now, we didn't get any Chief in this episode, but I feel like if they are able to find the Tomb of Athena and they bring Sharon on board, that's going to be the whole scenario all over again. But Chief will really have a hard time with it. I know Adama will have a hard time with it. Like, I mean, I know Adama said he's like, you'll see her again. So I think he fully expects to see her again, but I don't know if he expects to see her this soon, helping everyone on Kobol, that she's pregnant and that she's in love with Hilo, who used to be under his command, who's now probably still under his command. Like, there's just a lot. There's a lot, because then Lee is going to be on her side. Maybe, still touch and go there. But like, like if she helps out enough, Lee might start to trust Sharon. Starbuck wants to trust Sharon. Hilo does trust Sharon. The president wants to trust Sharon. Like, everyone's kind of like trusting at least a part that like Sharon loves Hilo enough that she will not betray them because she doesn't want to lose Hilo, the father of her child. I agree, that's a great tactic. Rosalind was stone cold. Stone cold. The whole time, dealing with Zarek, dealing with the Quorum of 12, just everything is just like, she's so good under pressure. And then it was nice to see that like as stone cold as she is and as solid in her resolve as she is, that she gets as emotional as she does when Aisha is killed. And like, I love that we get the broad spectrum of her, that it's not just like, oh, she died. Okay, let's keep going. We got a journey we have to go on. I'm really impressed, not only by Mary McDonald, but just how they've written President Rosalind. Now, I love the way that this ended, that Adama wants to get his family back together, that he wants the fleet to be back together. I don't know if that means that he's going to give up any sort of control, or if there's still going to be this headbutting that's happening, like if there's going to be any compromises on either side. I don't know if they're going to see the error in their ways. Like, I mean, I'm sure it's still going to be chaos. One thing that I do like, though, is that even though Commander Ty disagrees with a decision that Commander Adama's made, he does say, like, it's your choice. Like, I'll support you in it. And then even when he's like, hey, like, this is not working out. You saw what happened, right? And kind of like puts the idea in the commander's head, like, like, hey, Birch needs to be dealt with. And what I like is that even though Commander Adama's not like, you're right, we need to do this, he's still supportive of the decisions that he's making, even rejoining the fleet. Now, they might have a conversation after this where he's like, are you out of your mind? Maybe. It might also be a conversation that they have together that, like, they get on the same page. And I think it was like really funny that he was going over all the files with Ty, and Ty was like, you already picked somebody? And he's like, well, I just wanted to see if we're on the same page. That's a dangerous game to play. What if Ty's like, this guy's for the job and it's not Birch? Like, shit. And we got a little bit with like Gaius and Six, and kind of her like saying that like, hey, you're not like them, you're special, like you'll be, I don't know really how she put it, but like pretty much telling Gaius like you're not like them. And he's like kind of like saying like, well, all I can see now is Cylons. It wasn't really a big moment, and I don't know if there was a lot of meaning towards it, but you know, when he's talking about the fish swimming upstream, it's just like this ongoing battle of survival, and just I'm not really quite sure what to take from that conversation, but I'm as usual worried about Gaius, and you know, Six saying that like being human, you know, you guys pretty much self-destruct. I think that that's mostly true. I think that we have a lot more self-awareness, that we know when we're self-destructing. And you saw it even with like Adama, like he was self-destructing as he was going. He was doing things that weren't him. You know, he was like lying to the press, and, you know, he was like putting somebody in command that really shouldn't have been there. And like by the end, he's just like, you know what? I'm being self-aware now that he's had that conversation with Dee. He's like, wow, there's a lot of truth in that, and I see it, and I need to correct this. And I think that that's kind of more of the human experience, because I don't think anyone just self-destructs right off a cliff. You know, a lot of times there is like all these moments of reaching out for help, or trying to solve a problem, or maybe like stepping back from it and seeing the bigger picture of things. Like, you know, I think as humans, we do that. So I don't think that our destruction is necessarily inevitable. I feel like Six really believes that. And I really believe that like the human experience to her is very black and white when it's very, very nuanced. At least that's what I think. So I don't know what to expect for part 2, but I'm going to catch some lunch and then I'm going to launch into that. I'm super excited to get to it, because these episodes, they make me physically respond. Like I start sweating, I get heart palpitations, my stomach hurts, I'm not breathing, like I'm tense. Like my nervous system is shot after these episodes. It's really good. It's really good. I absolutely enjoy watching these episodes. So guys, if you want to watch the full-length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon and up to 2 episodes early. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. I don't even know what to ask. Like, if you were Lee, do you blame him? I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. I don't blame the president for her feelings. I don't blame Chief for his future feelings, or Commander Adama for his future feelings. But like, I expected it to go exactly that way, and I don't blame anyone. I really don't. I really don't. And I like Sharon. I try so hard to not, because I know she's a Cylon, so I don't know if there's like that 1% chance that like she can turn on us and be like the best Cylon ever to like all the Cylons and being like, look what I did, I win, I'm the best. Like, I don't know if there's that 1% chance of that happening. I hope not. Because I genuinely liked Boomer, and I was so upset to find out she was a Cylon, and I was so upset when she passed away, and I was even more upset for Chief and Commander Adama that they lost Boomer. I don't want that same thing with Hilo. I need to stop putting things in my own head, because I'll get emotional about something that hasn't even happened yet. But guys, come back here for part 2. I know you guys have to wait a couple days in between episodes, and I'm going to wait about 5 minutes after I eat. So, guys, in the meantime, I'll see ya.